The Las Vegas Raiders finished last season as the worst team in football. 3 wins, 14 losses, dead last in the entire league. Then one offseason flipped the whole story. The Raiders now hold the #1 overall pick, a Heisman Trophy winner, under center, and a defense torn down and rebuilt from the studs. One rookie in this draft class carries a higher ceiling than anyone else Las Vegas added, and a single healthy knee decides whether he becomes the steal of the whole draft. Raider Nation has waited years for a spark like this one. Head coach Klint Kubiak inherits an offense stacked with new weapons. Fernando Mendoza arrives as the first overall pick after leading Indiana to a perfect 16-0 national championship. Running back Ashton Jeanty returns for year 2 after piling up 975 rushing yards and 10 total touchdowns behind a broken offensive line. Tight end Brock Bowers comes back healthy after a knee injury wrecked his second season. The Raiders spent record money on one signing this spring, and the reason it reshapes their entire offense stays buried for now. On defense, new coordinator Rob Leonard installs an attacking 3-4 front built around Max Crosby. Fresh faces like Kwity Paye, Nakobe Dean, and Quay Walker hand this unit the speed it lacked for years. The secondary looks nothing like the group from a year ago. Las Vegas oddsmakers set a win total for this roster, and the entire fan base wants to smash the number to pieces. Every thread points toward one question: will the silver and black climb from worst in football to a team nobody wants to see on the schedule? But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Raiders and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 500 likes on this video. Start with the position everyone in Raider Nation watches first. Fernando Mendoza arrived as the #1 overall pick, yet he opens the season on the bench behind veteran Kirk Cousins. National reporters expect Cousins to hold the starting job all year long. Head coach Klint Kubiak has said the same thing in plain language. He wants his rookie to sit, watch, and learn, while a 16-year veteran steadies the room. For a franchise burned by rushing young quarterbacks, patience feels like a foreign idea. Here's why the plan makes sense. Kirk Cousins owns a career record above 504 Pro Bowl selections. He knows how to protect the football and run a timing-based offense. Last season, Cousins threw 10 touchdowns against only 5 interceptions across 8 starts for Atlanta. Mendoza walks in off one of the greatest college seasons anyone has watched. A perfect year, capped by a national title and a Heisman Trophy. Sitting a talent like him takes discipline. Most teams holding the top pick own no such luxury because their veteran room offers nothing behind the kid. The Raiders own options, and options win in this league. If Cousins plays well and stays upright, Las Vegas rides him into the winter. If Mendoza seizes the job in camp in the preseason, the coaching staff hands him the keys early. Backup Aiden O'Connell gives the room even more insurance. He started multiple games himself over the past 2 seasons and knows this system cold. The plan holds until the first real snap of live football, and then the better player forces the decision. One quarterback owns the huddle by opening night, and the whole season bends around the choice. Flip to the other side of the ball, where the biggest change hides in the scheme itself. New coordinator Rob Leonard scraps the old look and installs an attacking 3-4 front. The whole design starts with Max Crosby, one of the finest edge defenders alive and the emotional heartbeat of this roster. Crosby led the Raiders in nearly every pass rush category last season while playing hurt down the stretch. In this new front, the staff plans to protect his snaps and keep him fresh for the fourth quarter. The supporting cast around Crosby looks deeper than it has in years. Las Vegas signed Kwity Paye to a 3-year, $48 million deal to line up on the opposite edge. The Raiders also brought back Malcolm Koonce on a 1-year deal after a knee injury cost him an entire season. He answered by posting 4.5 sacks and 6 tackles for loss on his return. Third-round pick Kieran Crawford out of Auburn adds another young rusher with 11.5 college sacks. 4 legitimate edge threats give Leonard the freedom to rotate bodies and attack from every angle. The linebacker level got faster overnight. Former Georgia teammates Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker now run the middle of this defense with sideline to sideline range. Both players bring championship pedigree and the kind of speed the Raiders lacked for a decade. The front seven finally looks built to chase modern offenses rather than absorb them. One glaring soft spot remains inside, and it hangs over this entire unit until camp sorts it out. The interior of the line holds the answer to how far this defense climbs. Here's the number nobody on those competing channels leans into. Ashton Jeanty rushed for 975 yards and scored 10 total touchdowns as a rookie, and he did it behind the worst run blocking line in the entire NFL. Pro Football Focus ranked the Raiders dead last, 32nd in run blocking. The line nearly set a league record for the fewest yards before contact per carry. Jeanty created almost everything by himself, finishing first among all running backs in yards after contact per attempt. Think about the ceiling once the blocking improves. Jeanty ranked second in the league in forced missed tackles and near the top in breakaway runs, all while getting hit in the backfield play after play. The former Boise State star fell only 25 yards short of a 1,000-yard rookie season on a broken foundation. Now the Raiders hand him a rebuilt line and a coach whose scheme lives on the ground. The math here points in one direction, and it points up in a hurry. The backfield behind him carries real intrigue too. 4th round, pick Mike Washington Jr. arrives from Arkansas as a 6'2", 228-pound speedback built to complement Jeanty. One scouting report compared his blend of size and speed to former Raiders first-round back Darren McFadden. Undrafted rookie Roman Hemby followed Fernando Mendoza from Indiana after topping 1,100 rushing yards on a national title team. Hemby fits the zone scheme perfectly and refuses to go away in camp. Head coach Klint Kubiak loves multiple backs, and this room finally gives him the depth to punish tired defenses in the 4th quarter. Now the payoff on the rookie flagged at the start. 4th round pick German McCoy carries 1st round talent, and only a knee injury dropped him to pick 101. Before the injury, evaluators graded the Tennessee corner as a top 15 prospect. If his knee holds up in camp, McCoy owns the highest ceiling of anyone in this Raiders draft class and slots in across from Eric Stokes immediately. The Raiders opted against surgery and expect him on the practice field, which tells you how much they believe in the payoff. The rest of the class reshaped the defense in a weekend. 2nd round safety Tre'Dan Stukes projects as a starter next to Jeremy Chin, who racked up 114 tackles last season. 5th round corner Hezekiah Masses and safety Dalton Johnson add depth to a secondary looking thin a year ago. 7th round nose tackle Brandon Cleveland brings size the interior desperately needed. On offense, 3rd round guard Trey Zune, the 3rd and 6th round receiver Malik Benson give the skill groups fresh legs and real competition. The returning core makes the whole picture come together. Cornerback Eric Stokes earned a 3-year deal after a breakout season grading near the top 15 at his position. Veteran nickel Taron Johnson arrived from Buffalo to steady the slot. 2nd-year corner Darian Porter flashed serious tools as a rookie and now competes for a full-time role. Safety Isaiah Pola-Mao gives the group a proven rotation piece. Piece by piece, the secondary went from a glaring weakness to one of the deeper units on the entire roster. No honest preview skips the division this team lives in. The AFC West stands as one of the deepest gauntlets in football, and the Raiders share it with 3 playoff-caliber rosters. The Denver Broncos won 14 games last season behind Bo Nix and head coach Sean Payton. The Kansas City Chiefs remain the Chiefs until someone knocks them off the mountain. The Los Angeles Chargers field a rising roster of their own. One projection pegs the Raiders' slate of opposing offenses as the 18th toughest in the league. Las Vegas sits at the bottom of this climb, and the schedule offers almost no soft landings. The gap looks smaller than the standing suggests, though. The Raiders own the best pure edge rusher in the division in Max Crosby, and a healthy pass rush travels well against elite quarterbacks. Their rebuilt offensive line finally gives them a chance to control the clock and shorten these shootouts. A ground game, led by Ashton Jeanty, keeps Patrick Mahomes and Bo Nix standing on the sideline. Vegas already proved it belongs in these fights, opening last season with a win over the eventual conference champion. Divisional volatility swings both ways every single year. The Broncos rode an unusual number of close wins last season, and games decided by a field goal flip fast when the roster around them improves. If Klint Kubiak steals a few of these coin flip finishes, the whole division picture shifts. The Raiders no longer walk into these matchups hoping to survive. They walk in with a real quarterback plan, a nasty front, and a coach who fixes offenses in a hurry. The climb starts inside the division itself. Here's the record, signing hinted at from the start. The Raiders handed center Tyler Linderbaum a 3-year, $81 million contract, the richest deal ever given to a center. $60 million of it sits fully guaranteed. Linderbaum arrives as a 3-time Pro Bowler with a pass block win rate above 96%. He anchors a line finishing last season as the worst run-blocking group in the league. One signing does not fix everything alone, yet this one triggers a full chain reaction across the offense. The rebuild runs far deeper than one name. Left tackle Colton Miller returns after an ankle injury ended his season in Week 4. Center guard Jackson Powers-Johnson comes back from his own season-ending injury. The Raiders added guard Spencer Burford in free agency and drafted Trey Zoom III to stack even more competition inside. Right tackle DJ Glaze and third-year lineman Caleb Rogers round out a group with real depth for the first time in ages. A middle-of-the-pack line turns this offense from a punchline into a threat. Follow the ripple effect all the way out. A rebuilt line frees Ashton Jeanty to hit holes instead of dodging tacklers in his own backfield. It buys Fernando Mendoza or Kirk Cousins the clean pockets a young offense needs. It springs a healthy Brock Bowers loose over the middle after his 64-catch season fought through a bad knee. Everything the Raiders built this offseason runs straight through those 5 blockers up front. Fix the trenches, and every weapon behind them eats. Now the number the whole fan base wants to shatter. Las Vegas odds makers set the Raiders win total at 5.5 games for this season. After a 3-win disaster, the over sits as one of the most heavily backed bets on the entire board. Skeptics point to a brutal schedule and a receiver room ranked near the bottom of the league. Believers point to the top pick, the record line, and a coach with a track record of fixing broken offenses fast. Both sides own a real argument. Look at what Klint Kubiak did before landing in Las Vegas. His Seattle offense jumped from 18th to 10th in efficiency in a single season under his direction. He guided a banged-up New Orleans attack the year before landing this job. He inherits far more talent here than most first-year coaches ever touch. A healthy Brock Bowers, a hungry Ashton Jeanty, a rebuilt line, and a Heisman winner waiting in the wings give him a foundation to build on. Doubling last season sets the floor, and this roster carries the pieces to blow past it. Here's the bold claim for the comment section. The Raiders clear the win total and finish with at least 7 victories, and nobody in the AFC West wants them on the schedule by December. Drop your own record prediction below and subscribe before the next Silver and Black breakdown drops, because training camp answers arrive fast now. One healthy knee, one rebuilt line, and one franchise quarterback separate this team from the climb everyone doubts. The worst team in football a year ago aims to become the surprise of the entire season.